Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the things international students should know or should learn before applying to move to Finland or to study a degree program in Finland. These things I'm going to say here, you have to consider them first, but if you think you cannot meet them, please do not apply for university in Finland. Alright? Now, the first thing you have to note is that Finland is located in the northern hemisphere and is a very cold country too, alright, and is also a Nordic country, alright, with neighbors like Sweden, Norway, and the rest, alright. So you have to note that the capital is in Helsinki, and Helsinki is the biggest city in Finland and also the host to the University of Helsinki, alright. But now, if you want to apply for a university in Finland, please, this video is for you and make sure you watch till the end, alright. Now, the first thing you have to note is the application fee. Universities in Finland nowadays, alright, they are requesting, or the universities want you to pay an application fee before you can apply for a degree program, being it a degree, a master's, a bachelor's, or a PhD program, alright. So you have to note that, and the application fee is usually from 70 euros to 100 euros. So you have to note this, alright. I know of a lot of people who does not want to get this issue of application fee. I understand, yes, all of us, we are running away from cost, but if you want to apply for a school and you know you are able, or you will be getting the admission, or you can get the admission, please pay your application fee and apply, alright. The second problem I'm going to talk about is the tuition fee. Finland before was free education, same like Germany and some universities in Germany and some universities in Norway, alright, and Sweden. But before, long ago, Sweden is no more tuition free, and Finland too had stopped the tuition free education, alright. So now the tuition fee in Finland is highly expensive. You are expected to be paying like 6,000 to 10,000 euros a year, alright, and it's very expensive to pay for those who are mainly struggling. So before you apply for a university in Finland, you have to know that their universities are highly expensive. It is not easy to find a free university nowadays in Finland, but there are some few universities which are free to apply for, alright, or which are free for tuition, or which are free tuition, alright. But out of the universities in Finland, they can be just like 15%, alright. So you need to note that as an international student looking for a study destination. The third thing you need to know is that their universities will need you to provide an English test exam or an English proficiency. Nowadays, somebody was asking me, can I use a proficiency from my university? The truth about the matter is that most universities nowadays, they will not even look at your English proficiency coming from your university. Some schools will look at it. I know of universities in Germany who will look at your proficiency coming from your university or your institution where you were studying in English, alright? But most universities nowadays, especially in Sweden, Finland, Norway, and some other European countries, they will want you to satisfy the English requirement by showing them a copy or a certificate of intensive English language testing system, which is the IELTS certificate, alright, of at least a band score 6.5. So you have to be very careful when you are writing the exam, okay? And or you show them the other test exam, which is the TOEFL, the test of English as a foreign language. It is mostly required for universities in America, and also the SAT exam, alright. But some schools in Europe too are also requesting for the TOEFL score, alright. So you have to note this. If you do not have this test score, please, and at least the TOEFL is usually of at least 80 to 90%, alright. They have their own grading system different from the IELTS. So when you are writing, make sure you know these differences. And the IELTS, if you want to apply to Finland, make sure your IELTS result is 6.5 and above over 9 before you can look at universities in Finland, alright, because it is highly competitive. Now I'm going to talk about the other part. The application, their admission process is highly competitive. Yes, if you are applying for universities in Finland, you also have to understand that Finland is a country in the European Union, and they don't need a lot of students in a classroom. A maximum they can take at times is 15, 20, or 25 maximum, alright? So before you apply, know that you are applying with other students from Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, and the other continents, alright? So make sure if they say organize your application, make sure your application is well organized, all right? If you do not meet the requirements, all right, look for another school that you will meet the requirements, because when they say produce this and give us, and you do not meet the requirements of what they are asking you, you are going to lose the admission. Remember, some other maybe 800 or 1,000 students are also applying for the program. So if you are applying for a university in Finland, please make sure you follow the instructions and make sure you meet the requirements, all right? Because it is going to be disastrous if you do not meet the requirements. And remember, you are also applying with other students from other continents, all right? So you have to note that too. Remember again that the language is also going to be another factor. In Finland, you are going to get people who speak Finnish, especially the citizens there. They will be the language they are going to speak is the Finnish. Some will speak the Swedish language. You will meet some other people speaking Dutch. But this is an advantage for you because you are going to learn a variety of cultures, all right, from foreigners or internationals. But you also have to understand that before you go to Finland, the language you are going to meet there is not just English. You are going to meet English language. You will be taught in English language. Of course, most universities there, they will be teaching you in English language. But remember that in Finland, you are going to meet some other people who speak Finnish. Most bachelor's programs there are taught in Finnish, Swedish, and Dutch. All right, so you have to be very attentive and also know some of these things. All right, you also have to understand that the place Finland is found in Northern Europe, all right, or let me say the Northern Hemisphere. So if you are there, remember that it is going to be very cold, especially during the winter semester. Yes, for those who didn't know, summer is the hot period, all right, and winter is the coldest period. So if you are going to Finland, remember it is going to be very snowy, or let me say a lot of snow will be falling during the winter season. So if you are there, or if you intend to move there, prepare yourself, buy a lot of stuff that are going to protect your body from cold, because it is very cold out there in the Northern Hemisphere, all right? All those countries like Finland, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, all of them, they are very, very cold. So you have to get used to that, all right? Know that Finland is highly competitive when it comes to international admissions, and you have to organize your admission letter or your admission documents very well, all right? And also understand that most universities there will always ask you to tell your university to forward a copy of your transcript to them. When they say so, don't send your transcript yourself. Remember, there is a system. If it is your university sending your transcript to an institution, they have a certain stamp or a certain way or a certain system they are going to use, that the university that is going to receive the transcript, when they see it, they will know. So if you send it yourself, you are already causing a problem to your admission, all right? So you need to know that very well. And again, don't forget that the application fee is very important too, all right? And at times, most of the times when you want to apply for schools, you also check very well if after you get the admission letter, you are required to do an interview. So at times, some students fail to understand this. There are some schools in Finland, when you apply, all right, and they give you the admission, at the end of the day, they will ask you to go to a certain center in your country and do an interview, all right? So you have to be very careful with that, especially with programs taught in Finnish. Make sure you find out from the school if your admission is what you need to apply for your visa. But if they say no, after that you need an interview, you have to be very careful with such schools, all right, in Finland. So this information is for international students who want to move to Finland, all right. Don't forget, it is very cool. It is highly competitive. Admissions are highly competitive there. So when you are applying, make sure you put your things in order. The next part and let me say the last part I want to elaborate on is the issue of motivation letters. Let me say 75% of schools in Finland will always want you to write motivation letters. The University of Oulu, the University of Helsinki will always ask you to write at least 2,500 words to show them or to motivate them that you are the right student for the right program. So I know friends who does not want to get any information about motivation letter. If you have a problem with motivation letters, go to my channel and check. I have a video there about writing motivation letters, all right? So remember, when you are writing your motivation letter, it is not the one you are going to write on a sheet of paper like this. The system for Finland is that you type it online. So you must organize your motivation letter before you take it to any internet location or any cyber location where you want to type it, because remember, when you are typing, you are not concentrating a lot. So I will recommend you type at home before you carry it to wheresoever you are going, if you do not have a strong internet connection at your home. Okay, so remember, the motivation letter carries 20% of your admission. Put that very well into your head if you didn't know. When you find a university and they say provide us with a motivation letter, remember that the motivation letter is 20% of the 100 that you are fighting to get, alright? So always consider that. Put more time to write your motivation letter, and do not forget, for an admission team or an admission committee to accept you into a program, especially for masters and PhD students, the motivation letter you have written is the key to that admission. So make sure you spend more time to write your motivation letter, alright, if you are applying for schools in Finland. Don't forget, schools in Finland will always want you to write at least 1,500 words and 2,500 words. So when you are writing your motivation letter, make sure you put it well. Alright, give the third party or the second or third party to read it and correct their English errors before you submit it. Alright, so these are some of the things you need to know about before you apply for universities in Finland. Thank you guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Alright, see you in my next video. Bye bye.